calendar, Noche Latina, commemorating the NBA's connection to Latin heritage and culture. Moments away, it'll be the Houston Rockets going up against the Atlanta Hawks. I'm Brian Anderson, and with me tonight, Grant Hill and Tim Legler. And down on the sidelines is Allie LaForce. Now the opening lineup for Atlanta. Johnson and Okongwu, the duo inside. Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there with C.J. McCollum. And it's Daniels in at the 3. And in the first year of a 5-year, $150 million extension, Jalen Johnson, a key player for his team moving forward, Legs.
And he's coming off that shoulder surgery, an injury which ended his season prematurely. And he's a lefty, so hopefully that won't be an issue going forward.
Let's not forget, he's Milwaukee tough, too. Now here's Easton. He picked up 10 in his last game. Now here's Durant. Şengün, a screen on Daniels. And Şengün, throw it down.
Yeah, great finish by Şengün. I love when he goes up with power.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Outside, Alexander-Walker. McCollum outside. Takes a 13-footer. And once again, off the mark by Atlanta. And it's Houston's ball. A tough loss coming against the Lakers in their last game played.
They kept the game close, but made a lot of mistakes. And we heard about it from the coaching staff afterward.
Very few positives to take away from that game. I know it's one they're going to want to put behind them. Well, it's early on in this one. Only one basket to speak of. There is time to start working together.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul of the game.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
The Rockets have gone 1 of 4 to begin this one. Outside Easton. Back to Thompson. And so ball out of bounds. Thompson touched it last. Let's see some of the numbers here for Alperen Şengün. For Atlanta, they've gone 0 for 3 from the floor to begin this one. Here's McCollum coming off a solid outing against Dallas. And rejected.
Yeah, tough to keep your shot out of Şengün's reach. You know, he's about 7 feet.
Easton, good.
And that was just moving the ball quickly. And he's rewarded at the end with a high percentage look.
And they are showing you why it's so important to get off the floor before the defense can set themselves.
And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Hard legs for teams gearing up for a playoff push. This is the time of year when you want to be clicking on all cylinders.
And you notice that difference in intensity immediately after the All-Star break because teams are starting to ramp it up, getting ready for the playoffs.
Players seem to know when they've got the kind of team that can make a deep run.
Oh, everybody in that locker room can sense it.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played so far. Daniels misses.
Just brutal. I mean, 5 straight misses to begin the game.
Here's Şengün. And Şengün, throw it down.
Yeah, great positioning and timing from Şengün there. And his height helps a little, too.
And here's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Still without a basket in the game. On the wing, Daniels. McCollum outside. And Atlanta misses again.
Well, he is fighting through it right now, still looking to get his first make of the quarter, but it's been an ugly start.
And the bucket counts, and he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a 3-point play. That's going to send Jabari Smith to the line. It's going to be on C.J. McCollum, and the Hawks making a change here. Kuminga's checked in.
First team foul. At the line for your Rockets, Jabari Smith.
You gotta like how energetic Jabari Smith is. A young guy who is fired up and ready to prove to the entire league just how good he can be.
Outside Kuminga. Johnson for three. Knocks down the triple.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Now Durant. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Şengün, a screen on Kuminga. Down low. And there's Şengün on the assist by Durant.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets here.
Daniels passes to Alexander Walker. Banked it in off the glass.
Yeah, I love that. He comes off the pick and takes it right to the hole.
Thompson with it. 26 points for him last game against the Lakers.
And also impressive, his work on the glass. He was tenacious and relentless. They just look so overwhelmed inside. You know, that's why they continue to get attacked.
Pass to Kuminga. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
Well, you better bring more than that if you want to try to knock Kuminga off balance. He just plows his way right through that contact.
Now here's Durant. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Lakers.
Well, he also did a great job on the glass, and it made a big difference.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. And a youth movement for this Hawks roster. What went into that, Tim?
Well, first, they climbed 10 spots to get the #1 pick, which led to Zachary Rissache. Then the trade of DeJounte Murray, which got them Dyson Daniels, who's 7 years younger. And, of course, you've got Jalen Johnson, who's breaking out. So they've got some young talent that is on the rise.
The Rockets lead by 8. Eason, pass to Durant. Connects from downtown. Durant's got his second basket on the night.
And this defense needs to turn the screws and ramp up the intensity. They're looking a little loose out there right now.
And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. All right, time now to bring you the teams leading the league in second chance points in the past month. Number 5, the Hawks.
Their physicality underneath has been generating a lot of second chance opportunities. We'll see if they can maintain that level of intensity.
Here's Kuminga. He also had a big impact in that win against the Mavericks. The shot. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Pass to Thompson. Outside Durant. Three-pointer. And Houston another three.
Getting out to a nice lead. Great flow and great execution.
Outside Kuminga. Back to Alexander Walker. Shoots over Thompson. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Okongwu. They need this. It's hauled in by Houston. Easton's got 4 rebounds now. And here is Thompson. Right side Durant. From down in the low post, it goes. Durant's got 10 points in the game.
This has been just a dreadful start for them defensively. Not good at all.
Out to Kuminga. Eason against Daniels. Pass to Alexander Walker. Fires from deep. Durant pulls it in.
And that's a strong closeout defensively. Great effort to deter the shot.
To the middle. And Şengün throw it down.
They've shown so much energy right from the start, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, so far, a great game plan and great execution, but we still have a long way to go.
Hawks trail by 18. Alexander Walker, the pass to Daniels. Here's Johnson. Good ball movement here by Atlanta. Outside, Alexander Walker. And once again, off the mark by Atlanta. Houston Houston has gone 2 for 4 from range to start things off. Here's Thompson. Oh, and the jam by Thompson.
That's unreal. I mean, Thompson, that boy's going to hit his head on the rim one day. Oh,
a terrific view of that move captured on the connected cam, thanks to AT&T. Atlanta's gone 1 for 5 from three-point range. A cold start. Outside, Alexander Walker to snap the cold streak. It's rebounded by Şengün. Şengün's got 4 rebounds now. Thompson passes to Durant. Smith with a screen on Kuminga. And the foul called on Dyson Daniels. That's his first foul of the game. And so Ime Udoka decides to call timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy.
And one thing I've learned through the years is no matter the situation, there are always adjustments you can make.
Yeah, I just don't think right now they're doing a good enough job of hunting the right mismatch.
Getting ready for the Rockets. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Şengün. Green comes in for Smith. Okogie's checked in for Durant. And it's Shepard in for Eason. A big group substitution here for Atlanta. Landale's checked in for Okongwu. Risache comes in for Johnson. Kispert's checked in for Daniels. And Vincent is subbed in for Alexander Walker. Here's Okogie. He's averaging almost 5 points a game. Takes a 3. Knocks down the long J.
Building a big advantage early with a terrific all-around performance.
Well, it's just an outstanding effort thus far. They've done a great job at both ends.
Now here's Risache. Looking to win the run. Here's Landale. Capella with the defensive effort. Houston leading by 23. Legs night in, night out. You know what you're going to get from Clint Capella.
Well, B.A., he provides activity on both ends of the floor. On the glass, he will protect the rim, and he is a constant lob threat.
And the basket is good.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
And here's Vincent. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Landale with a screen to the inside. And he's in the books. Now 1 for 2.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
Here's Thompson. His numbers are solid, putting up around 18 points a game. Here's Shepard. He's covered by Vincent. Pass to Okogie. Fires the 3. Oh, wow. Drew the contact, and that 3 almost went in. So he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
Hey, nice work attracting the foul from deep. He'll shoot 3.
All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Ever since this game started, they've been attacking on the inside, looking for ways to bust up the defense and get high percentage looks.
Well, that's true, and they've also been going right at the rim, which I love. Attack, attack, attack.
Houston making some changes. Şengün checked in for Clint Capella, and Finney Smith subbed in for Amen Thompson. He hits the second from the line. The last one's off. They'll settle for 2. Well, Tim, one of the more freakish athletes in the league is Jonathan Kuminga.
Yeah, Brian, he is electric in transition. His skill level and IQ are still developing, but it's really hard to put a ceiling on his potential.
Now here's Şengün. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against the Lakers.
and he may have posed even more problems with his passing. They had to worry about him as a scorer and a distributor. Outstanding long-range shooting here early. They already have hit multiple shots from downtown.
Kispert outside. Outside Kuminga. Pass to Vincent. 6 to shoot. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by Houston. Here's Okogie. Give him 8. Yep, that one's good. Okogie's got 10 points.
They've controlled the paint so far. That's been the difference.
Well, these days, interior offense takes great determination and discipline.
Now here's Landale. Right now contributing around 10.5 points a game. Pass to Kuminga. Good ball movement here by Atlanta. The 3 from Rizashea. Rebounded by Green.
Practically a block. Good, strong challenge.
He didn't quite get a hand on it, but he did enough to affect the miss.
Here's Shepherd. 11 points for him last game against the Lakers. And here's Şengün. Green for 3. And Houston, another 3.
And they are letting those threes fly from outside. Really in a great rhythm.
Now here's Rizashea. Landale with a screen. And once again, off the mark by Atlanta. And the buzzer sounds to end the first, and we got a blowout underway here. Rockets ahead, running away with this one. We've got more in store for you right after this. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And for the Rockets here, they've really been putting on a show.
Just excellent first quarter defense. They've been really getting after it.
Well, it's hard to get stops in this league with so much talent offensively. I love what they are doing right now.
Green out there with Dorian Finney-Smith. Then there's Alperen Şengün. Then it's Shepherd, and it's Okogie in at the 2 spot. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. Now here's McCollum. Back to Kuminga. The 3. Okogie pulls down the board.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
Here's Shepherd. Şengün, a screen on McCollum. Tipped. And a fast break now for Atlanta. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
And one of the things about C.J. McCollum, it's not just about his numbers. It's also about how good of a teammate he is. It's really a great example for younger players.
And the last few seasons, Legs, C.J. McCollum playing mainly point guard, but for his career, mostly at the 2.
Yeah, listen, he can play either, certainly can be a lead guard when he needs to be, but shooting and scoring off the dribble is really his bread and butter, and he can get to it from any angle, any platform, in any situation.
Great player regardless.
Absolutely.
The first one falls. And one thing about this game, Grant, on any given night, you can see an upset.
Yeah, I mean, B.A., it just shows how hard it is to be consistent night in and night out. Every team in the league has quality players, so if you're off your game even just a little, that could be enough to lose it for you.
And McCollum drops them both. Starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Here's Shepherd. Green, a screen. The rebound by the Hawks. Left side, Rizashea. Pass to Kispert. Just 5 to shoot. And here's Landale. This one for 3. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Şengün's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. To the paint. Here's Shepherd. Nice. Gets his second bucket. He's 2 for 4 now.
Oh, when we talk about the future of Shepherd, scoring inside is very important to take his game to the next level.
Outside Kuminga. On the wing, Rizachet. He's marked by Finney-Smith. And Kuminga throws it down.
Well, for what he lacks in height, he more than makes up for it with his bounce.
Houston has got 5 of 7 threes to drop here tonight. Pass to Şengün. All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. Here's Okogie, defended by Kispert. Here's Shepherd. Fires for 3. It's rebounded by Rizachet. McCollum outside. Now Landale. Pass to Rizachet. The 11-footer. And too long on the shot. The Rockets have gotten only 1 of 4 shots to go in. Here's Shepherd. Houston working the ball around. Şengün, a screen on McCollum. Inside. Here's Shepherd. They look to him to score consistently, averaging around 13.5 a game. Şengün. Pass to Shepherd. Launches a 3. He buries it from 3. Shepherd's got 7 points in the game.
Well, this is Shepherd's shot. The defense can't afford to give him this much separation.
McCollum outside. Oh, the teardrop falls in.
Watching the trajectory on a floater never gets old. One of the most fun ways to score that this league has.
Here's Shepherd. He has 7. Outside, Green. From deep. Oh, almost had a 4-point play right there. But he'll go to the line with a chance for 3. He's made 2 of his 3 attempts tonight.
3 shots. Josh Okogie.
3 shots. 3 shots.
And he's good on the first of 3. Well, Legs, being a GM in the NBA is a tough gig. What's the most important part of the job, in your opinion?
Well, BA, evaluating talent is still the main responsibility of the job. That includes drafting, free agency, even selecting a coach. But then it's about building relationships, establishing communication and culture.
Ooh, it sounds like a lot of qualifications that you have.
Well, I'm pretty comfortable right here, if that's okay.
And he nails the 3rd. And Atlanta with possession here. Looking ahead, they've got the Warriors coming to town for their next game. And that's the first of just 2 home games for them. From the arc. Daniels misses.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
To the paint. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
I just love the strong finish there inside.
Man, he's got that dunker's mindset, doesn't he? Always ready to pounce. Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
Here's McCollum. It's rebounded by Şengün. Şengün's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done.
And it just feels like his poor shooting has been contagious to his entire team as they find themselves trailing.
Good textbook work by Şengün, setting a solid screen and then getting open.
And so McCollum will bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. They come into this one having outplayed the Mavericks last time out.
And guys, those road games are never easy. But they had a solid strategy going in and stuck to what they do best.
They were so precise with their execution. They didn't make many mistakes on either end, and that took the crowd out of the game.
Atlanta shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
2 shots.
No good on that one.
And that's a good sign. He's getting himself to the line. I really like that here in the second quarter.
Smith, he's checked in for Houston. Shepard comes in for Okogie. Atlanta also making some changes. Okongwu comes in for Kuminga. And it's Alexander Walker in for Hield. And he sinks the second.
And give them credit for making a more concerted effort to get to the line this quarter.
Durant against Daniels. Out to Thompson. Puts up a three. Rebounded by Johnson. For Atlanta, they've got 2 of 7 attempts to drop since the end of the first quarter. Now here's Daniels. Not a lot of room. Outside, Alexander Walker. Okongwu, a screen on Thompson. Down low. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu!
You know, he's smaller for the center position by NBA standards, but his leaping ability more than makes up for his lack of height.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot, guys. Kevin Durant talked about the key to his longevity, and he said just being enthusiastic about the game every day and wanting to get better, that forces you to get in the gym. What you do the most is what you're going to be best at, and if you don't use it, you'll lose it. That's how I look at it. Brian?
The love for the game. Allie, appreciate the report. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Alexander Walker's got 5 points.
Well, the defense is going to try to shut down certain things, but it's impossible to deny everything. That's a skilled play right there.
Now here's Thompson. Knocks it down from distance. He's got 13.
And how's this for a response? Durant enjoys coming right back down and delivering the cold-blooded revenge triple.
Here's Johnson. Here's Alexander Walker. It's rebounded by Şengün. Şengün's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Smith passes to Thompson. And there's a 3-second violation. Here's what the Houston Rockets have lined up on their schedule. On Saturday, they'll be taking on Bam Adebayo and the Miami Heat. And then Monday, they'll begin a road trip starting in Chicago going up against the Bulls.
And for their matchup with the Timberwolves, that's one that could easily go either way. A few mistakes could be the difference. I expect it to be a fun one.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Capella, he's checked in for Şengün. And Tari Eason subbed in for Shepard. Vincent outside. To the middle. Lays it up and banks it in.
I really like when Johnson is finding his own offense like this, particularly when he's that close to the basket.
Daniels against Durant. Back to Thompson. That's good. And so Durant with the assist. 6 points for Amen Thompson.
Like a matador. Olé! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
And they are just breaking the will of their opponent. Well, he not only forced the miss, but he also came down with the rebound.
The rebound by the Hawks.
And players avoid taking mid-range shots these days. It's almost like the threes are easier for players to get.
Alexander Walker, the pass to Okongwu. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu!
That's a great look. His teammate was on the move, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Houston has gone 2 of 5 from distance here in the second quarter. And you can argue Onyeka Okongwu is a little undersized at the center position, but it's hard to overlook his impact, Tim.
Well, that's because he contributes in so many areas. Blocks, steals, rebounds. He can make plays, you name it. And he keeps adding to his game year after year.
Now here's Vincent. No points so far. 5 on the clock. There's the triple. It's hauled in by Houston. Eason's got 6 rebounds in the game. Smith passes to Thompson. Picked by Smith. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
You know, inside is where Thompson excels, and the concentration allowing him to finish there.
Here's Alexander Walker, coming off a 22-point game against the Mavericks in Dallas. Pass to Okongwu. Now here's Alexander Walker. And here's Vincent from outside the arc. Kevin Durant pulls it in.
Well, the defense should consider themselves lucky there because he's not usually one to miss those kinds of looks.
Here's Capella. Outside Durant. Three-pointer. Rebound Atlanta. Okongwu's got 4 rebounds now.
It's a tough stretch for him right now. He may want to find a different way to stay involved.
He shoots with nobody on him. He buries that jumper. Okongwu's got 6 points in the quarter.
Good decision making. Scopes the situation, puts the pass right on the mark.
Durant, the pass to Thompson. Now here's Capella. Back to Thompson. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
And now almost all their points coming from the paint.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
One shot.
Thompson, no good on the free throw.
And what I like about Thompson, along with the high-level athleticism, he has a high-level feel for the game.
Here's Alexander Walker. Capella with a rebound.
That's great shot selection, just poor execution. If you're going to take those mid-range shots, you've got to knock them down.
They're going to have to pay more attention to him on the perimeter. He's hit 4 three-pointers already today.
1 minute left in the first half. Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Vincent with the ball. Still without a bucket. Takes the three. It's not going to go for him. Thompson with some nice D. Houston has gone 3 for 7 from the perimeter during the second quarter. Here's Easton. The rebound by Atlanta.
Trying to do a little too much with that fadeaway. There wasn't anyone near him.
Outside, Alexander Walker. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. It's Houston running away with it. All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
Coach Quinn Snyder with us now, and Coach, a bit of a lull for this team scoring the ball. Why?
It had nothing to do with anything other than us being aggressive. We're like walking the ball up the court, and whoever's got it, we've got to attack.
At least effort is something you can control. Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it, Allie. And we'll be coming right back after this break, ready for the third quarter.
Thanks for tuning in. Did you miss us? Before we discuss the game at hand, let's first check out the upcoming schedule.
And you know, for that matchup with the Heat, coin toss. In fact, I'm going to make a prediction. This game goes to the last shot.
Jetstradamus. We're going to have to keep a tally of the predictions by you two. And let's move on to that first half. Talk about a rough start for the Atlanta Hawks.
I hate the shots they're taking. I hate them. The team is stubborn, and you have to be willing to adjust, like us with all these new teams that's been added.
Agreed. You can't want to be a long-range sniper, but if you miss the target enough times, you become the victim.
Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to head back over to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. You know, Kevin Durant has really been making it happen here, guys.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
And that will be the biggest adjustment. They have to force the ball out of his hands, but that's a difficult challenge.
Well, Houston's shooting an insane 65%. Just terrific. Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder. Johnson and Okongwu, the duo inside. C.J. McCollum is out there with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Daniels in at the 3 slot. Now here's Daniels. Yet to see a basket.
Even though he's young, Daniels tends to make the right decisions with the ball in his hands.
And here is Thompson. Houston working the ball around. Here's Durant, and it's slammed in by Durant.
Now that's how you capitalize on a screen.
Yeah, good positioning, too. Gave him a clear path to the hoop.
Yeah, not only does he create the space he needs, but then he attacks downhill.
And Atlanta with possession here. After the basket by Houston. Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Well, he is a very mobile 6'9" wing, and Johnson is showing you he's a perfect pick-and-roll partner.
Johnson's gone 3 of 5 from the field. Thompson, a screen on Daniels. Durant looking around. Can't hit that one. Good D by Daniels. Atlanta is shooting a low 31%. Their offense is lacking. Here's Alexander Walker, and count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Well, getting a high percentage look right out of the locker room to start the second half. Exactly what they were looking for.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And great passing, so often the thing that separates the good from the great. Who, for your money, Tim, is the best in the association?
Well, what's crazy, B.A., is I think the top of the list belongs to a center. Trae, Nikola Jokic, to me, an all-time talent, still in his prime, and his playmaking ability, unquestionably, the best we have ever seen at the center position.
Never seen any player like him. He's amazing.
Maybe never will either.
Ooh, stolen by Smith. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a three-point play.
Yeah, the turnover sparking the break. Smith, a relentless defender with a disruptive wingspan.
One shot.
The Hawks have gone 3 of 3 in the second half. Outside, Alexander Walker. Pass to Daniels. Shot clock at 5. And out of bounds. Houston will have it. And looking at the 2K leaderboard here, you see the top scoring small forwards over the past month. Second is Kevin Durant.
And some of the best scorers in the league play the 3 spot. You just marvel at the talent level of this group.
Well, I can't imagine how difficult that is to match up with them. Having guys to defend with that combination of length and skill.
Now here's Durant. 18 points for him. Outside Eason, beyond the arc. That's good. And so Durant with the assist. Durant's got his 5th assist in this one. Here's McCollum. Pass to Johnson. To the inside. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup. Johnson's got 4 points in the quarter.
And they're rolling. 4 straight makes to start the second half.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Now here's Durant. A great score, averaging almost 26 a game. And the foul called on Dyson Daniels. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Thompson. Over McCollum. Okongwu with the rebound. Okongwu's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Alexander Walker with it. He's against Eason. Johnson a screen on Eason. Shoots. The shot by Alexander Walker, no good.
He's been just a little off the mark tonight. Really the story of the game so far.
Jalen Johnson. First personal foul. Third team foul. At the line for Houston, Eason. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And the second free throw is good. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
And he's going for the lob. Şengün with a steal. Here's Eason. Offline with a 3. The Hawks have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to go since the break. McCollum, the pass to Alexander Walker. Johnson a screen on Smith. To the middle. Oh, it's stolen by Eason. It's an even 3-on-3 break. Here's Thompson. Rebounded by Daniels. Daniels has got 4 rebounds now. Quickly becoming one of the most feared defenders in the game, Tim. Dyson Daniels.
Well, the numbers speak for themselves, Brian. Daniels is always engaged. Every second he's on the court, and he's right there lurking for a deflection or a steal. I really like Daniels' decision-making. He is so good at reading pick and rolls and knowing when to take it himself and when to dish it.
And so Thompson will bring it up for the Rockets. Smith outside. Back to Thompson. The 3 is up. Rebounded by the Hawks. Daniels has got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Man, that was impressive. Johnson can flat out fly.
Now Durant. He's got 18. And there's the drive. That one a little long. The Hawks have gone 6 of 7 and appearing confident in this half. Pass to Johnson. Johnson a screen on Thompson. Back to Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Yeah, everything right now is clicking for Johnson, and it is so fun to watch him when he gets in a groove like this.
Houston has gone 1 of 4 here in the third from range. Outside Eason. Here's Durant. Sinks that one from the post. Durant's got 20 points.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, he can taste a win right now. He's just trying to close it out.
Now here's McCollum. 5 points in the game. To the paint. Outside Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. For 3. Thompson pulls it in. How about the unselfishness of this team?
Yeah, the willingness to make the next pass has this defense scrambled.
Eason, good.
A tale of 2 halves. After a slow start, he's turning his offense around.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Pass to Okongwu. And here's McCollum. That shot off the mark. Thompson with some nice D. Inside. It's stolen by Okongwu. And a fast break now for Atlanta. It's rebounded by Şengün. Şengün's got the glass covered here tonight. That's 11 boards for him. Here's Smith. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
And this is exactly what Smith loves to do. wreaking havoc on opposing defenses and scoring through contact.
And let's take a moment here to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Rockets.
Well, they have owned the offensive perimeter throughout this game, finding lots of openings and turning them into big shots.
And they've also done an outstanding job scoring in the paint, getting close looks and just pounding them inside.
And obviously, we know so many kids dream of being a professional athlete. But when did that become a real goal of yours, Legs?
Well, B.A., honestly, about the age of 8, I thought I was headed for the major leagues. That all changed with a 7-inch growth spurt in one school year. Decided to try basketball for the first time, and man, am I glad I did.
The Rockets have gotten 6 of 14 shots to drop in this third quarter. Pass to Green. Capella inside. Okongwu on him. And so it looks like it'll be Houston's ball. And you got to be in awe of incredible defensive efforts like this.
Oh, now that was a block. Some much-needed energy there to jumpstart them back into this game.
Finney Smith's checked in for Smith. And a change for the Hawks. Landale's checked in. Screen by Capella. And here's Shepard for 3. Counted from distance. Shepard's got 10 points in the game.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
Well, you just have to communicate those switches. If you don't, it's on you.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, Commissioner Adam Silver talked about U.S. youth development in hoops. He said when young players are a part of a singular organization, there's much more of an incentive to bring players along as opposed to a win-now mentality, and that's something that we can learn from Europe. Back to you, Brian.
Taking that long view approach. All right, thank you, Allie. Here's Shepard. 10 points for him. Green with a screen on McCollum. Outside, Green. And the Rockets hit again from deep.
In today's game, you can never afford to get beat in the three-point battle.
And for the Hawks, they're shooting just 38% for this game so far. There's a screen by Kuminga. Johnson finds McCollum. Back to Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Good decision-making that time by McCollum. He took advantage when that pick and roll opened up.
Houston has gotten 3 of 6 threes to fall in the third quarter. Here's Shepard. McCollum defends. Shepard, that's good.
Getting the ball inside, usually a pretty good recipe.
Here's Atlanta with the ball. Daniels outside. Back to McCollum. And here's Kuminga for 3. It's hauled in by Houston. And here are the Rockets. They're on a 14-6 run. Pass to Green. Outside Finney Smith. No good on the 3.
It's tough to get open in this league, and when you do, it hurts not to capitalize.
And the foul on the shot. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. All right, let's take this opportunity to look at the teams that are really sharing the ball over the last month. Atlanta, second.
And over this last stretch, this team has been incredible passing the rock, playing great team basketball.
That free throw misses. So for the Hawks, Risache, he's checked in for Johnson, and Corey Kispert subbed in for Daniels. So he comes up empty at the line. Tries again. Kuminga. Out to McCollum. Back to Landale. Stolen by Capella. And here we go. The Rockets in transition. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Hawks.
A sloppy turnover. When you're not locked in, you pay the price.
Vincent's checked in for Atlanta.
Gabe Vincent.
Atlanta's gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. 1:51 left in the third quarter. Kuminga the pass to Landale, and he'll take a trip to the line for 2. Clearly got fouled on that shot. This is his first trip to the free throw line tonight.
At the line for the Hawks, Jock Landale. Taking
Take a break.
2 shots.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes a first. He does not get the second one. Houston has gone 3 of 7 from deep so far in the third quarter. Pass to Shepard. Fires the 3. Vincent grabs a miss. Minute 32 left in the third quarter. And he lobs it up, and Kuminga throws it down.
Yeah, you can throw that lob wherever you want to. Kuminga's going to rise to the occasion and get his hands on it.
They're enjoying a sizable lead.
And what I like, BA, they haven't stopped pressing the issue.
Here's Shepard, and he goes up strong with a one-handed jam.
Even with the score as it is, he just keeps coming at you.
1:04 left in the third. Here's Vincent. No made baskets yet. Kuminga down low. Green covering. Kuminga's shot is off.
Well, the defense was solid right there, but that's just a missed opportunity at the rim.
Back to Finney-Smith. From behind the arc. Rebound Atlanta. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Kuminga. The 3 from Risache. Nails it from beyond the arc. Risache's got his first 3 points of the game.
So good off the catch. The defense has to guard Risache better than this.
Here's Shepard. He's covered by Vincent. Pass to Okogie. Launches it. And so it's the Houston Rockets just dominating the opposition as they maintain a 36-point advantage. Defense is setting the tone. We'll be right back after this word. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that, Don. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Well, the vision, the placement of the pass, and then the timing. You just can't do it any better.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. We've got Clint Capella, Jeff Green out there with Dorian Finney-Smith. Then it's Josh Okogie, and it's Shepard in at the point. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Houston's shooting has been excellent so far, around 56%. Capella, screen on McCollum, down low. And it's Capella with the jam.
Another dunk in the career of Clint Capella, and he's got a lot of them.
Here's McCollum. Well, you ask the older generation about load management. They'll bend your ear about back in the day, Grant.
Oh, yes, we will. But it's true that today's players average more distance covered per game, even if they're not walking uphill both ways. So you got to take that into account. After a poor offensive first half, some nice adjustments made by this staff, and their shooting percentage is climbing.
Here's Green, and it's hammered home by Green.
What a great pass. It was on time and on target.
And so McCollum will bring it up for the Hawks. Pass to Ricochet. Landale with a screen. Second chance shot, and he lays it up and in.
Everybody appreciates that extra effort on the glass.
We've gone about a minute and a half into this fourth quarter. Outside for Green. Finney Smith passes to Okogie. Clock at 4. Wing shot on the way. No good there. The Hawks have gone 3 of 4 in the fourth and looking confident on offense. To the paint. Kuminga up top. McCollum on the wing. Atlanta needs to get off a shot. Kuminga's shot is off. The Rockets have gone 2 of 3 to open the fourth quarter. Back to Green. Pass to Okogie. Inside. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And the NBA certainly responsive to the fans, Tim. But some say they just want to complain.
Well, the social media era has given fans more of a voice than ever before, but it also breeds shorter attention spans, so the league is right to be proactive.
Crawford's checked in for Capella, and the Hawks making a change here as well. Johnson's checked in, and he gets the friendly roll as that one goes. Ricochet's got 5 points in the quarter.
It's always good to see Ricochet mixing it up down low.
We're in the final quarter play here. 3 minutes in. Pass to Green. Here's Shepard. From downtown. Rebounded by Johnson. Now McCollum. Green covering. Outside Ricochet. Back to McCollum. Here's the 3. That one no good.
He created the opening, he got the angle. Unfortunately, that miss is just on him.
Here's Shepard. McCollum defends to stop the drought. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, Shepard's so creative with the ball. He confuses the defenders.
At the line for 2, Shepard.
First free throw is good. Okay, Legs, I'm making you commissioner of the league for a day. You get one rule change. What is it?
I think we have to look at a time limit on some of these replays. I know we want to get them right, but for me, if you're taking that long, it can disrupt the rhythm of the game.
Totally agree. All right, the Rockets making a switch here. Newton's checked in.
Yeah, what I like about this kid Shepard is his confidence, especially when it comes to shooting the ball.
Pass to Ricochet. Back to McCollum. Just 5 on the clock. Driving inside, and that one's good.
Yeah, really nice job by McCollum that time, getting through that contact and finding a way to finish.
Pass to Okogie. There's the 3. The rebound by Atlanta. Johnson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And here's McCollum. The 3 from Ricochet. The shot won't fall. Houston has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. And that one's good. Green. Green's gotten 4 this quarter.
And when you've got your opponent down, you don't want to take your foot off the pedal.
Well, with the pace of this game, you don't want to leave anything to chance.
Now here's Ricochet. That one falls.
And force feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
Pass to Green. Here's Newton. Houston working the ball around. Here's Shepard. McCollum defends. Okogie. Rebound Atlanta.
Well, he's not having as much success shooting the ball early as he wanted, but so far, it's not hurting their team performance.
Now here's Risache. Here's Johnson. The shot no good. Green with the defensive effort. And it's Green with the ball for Houston. They'll be hosting Miami for their next game. That'll conclude their longest homestand of the season, 5 games. To the left side wing. Green, a screen. Newton can't get it to go. For Atlanta, they've gone 6 for 11 here in the 4th quarter. Pass to McCollum. Now here's Kuminga. McCollum outside. The shot no good.
And their physical dominance has been on display. A 10-rebound advantage is a good indicator of how this game has gone.
And here is Green. To the middle. Here's Finney Smith. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
How about the bounce?
We can call that bounce per ounce. Can't be denied. McCollum with it. Pass to Risache. And as NBA franchise values continue to skyrocket, it's pretty amazing to see, isn't it, Legs?
It really is, and even if you're LeBron James, who has said he may want to own a team in the future, he may even need some help footing that bill. It is pricey.
Adding zeros by the decades. Now here's Green. Pass to Newton. Late clock. Houston's got to hurry. Oh, he muscles it in through the contact. They call the foul, and he's on his way to the line.
I mean, that was just terrific work to stay in control and finish.
So for the Rockets, Clint Capella comes in for Finney Smith. And Holiday subbed in for Newton. Atlanta also making some changes. Okongwu's checked in for Kuminga. Daniels comes in for Risache. And it's Alexander Walker in for Kispert. Free throw good. Green. Atlanta's gone 1 for 5 shooting from the arc here in the 4th. McCollum looking it over. Clock at 6. Pass to Alexander Walker. That's in. Coming off an assist from McCollum. McCollum's got 3 assists tonight.
Well, this team really trusts McCollum with the basketball. CJ makes great choices when he's running an offense.
And Houston has possession. Outside, Green. Here's Shepard. McCollum defends. 5 to shoot. Here's Shepard. That one doesn't drop. McCollum with some nice D. The Hawks have gone 7 of 14 here in the 4th from the floor. Daniels, that one's true.
And it seems like Daniels is comfortable all over the floor.
For Houston, they've gone 5 of 11 so far in the 4th. Pass to Shepard. Puts it up from 12. Not enough on that one as it misses. The Hawks have gotten 8 of 15 during the 4th quarter. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
A monster finish with authority.
And he hangs on the rim for a little extra spice. Houston has gone 0 for 3 here in the 4th. Here's Shepard. Well, Tim, with the new CBA, we're likely to see a lot more multi-team trades just to make the money work.
Yeah, it's more complicated than ever to trade guys straight up. So now teams have to find ways to make moves that involve bringing in an extra team to absorb salaries.
Those puzzle pieces just got a lot more complicated.
So hard to figure it out.
Here's McCollum following the score by Houston. Outside, Alexander Walker. Three-pointer off the mark. The Rockets have gotten 6 of their 13 shots to go. Here's Shepard. McCollum defends. Outside for Green. Pass to Okogie. Houston working the ball around. Pulls up on the wing. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. Alexander Walker, the pass to Johnson. McCollum outside. Looking to get it going. Okogie pulls down the board. Okogie's got 4 rebounds now.
Well, the scoreboard tells you everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for the Rockets.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
After coming away with this W, this will give them 42 wins on the year.
Only a 2-game series, and they win both. They have to be satisfied with this.
And we get spoiled sometimes, but we should take a second to appreciate what a sensational performance this has been for Kevin Durant.
Yeah, he was just laser focused in that game. It got to the point where you just knew if he shot it, it was going in.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
They are playing with so much confidence. They've been clutch all the way around.
Now here's Daniels. That's in. Coming off an assist from McCollum.
And where was this type of effort earlier in the game? Unfortunately, this run will be all for nothing.
Well, they have finally found something that's working, but it's against a defense that clearly has led up since they have the lead.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Here's Shepard. And he gets that one.
You can feel the excitement in this arena. These guys have done one heck of a job.
What a great performance. They have given the fans their money's worth.
And so it's the Rockets taking care of business in this one. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've ever seen, but you've got to appreciate their masterful performance.
And I'm sure their fans appreciated it too. We saw the outstanding defense and a loaded offensive effort, and they were just dominant out there.
And that about wraps it up. For Grant Hill, Tim Legler, and Ali Laforce, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching this 2K Sports presentation. And now let's take a look at our player of the game, Kevin Durant.